welcome to my channel. My name is Tyler. I'm a Lo-Fi and ambient music producer. Today I want to share with you this setup that gives me a lot of inspiration when making music, DAWless. So what is DAWless meaning? That means you don't need a computer. You can just using this device to create music, even a full track, and all without a computer. And there will be different parts in this video, and also I will add the timestamp, so if you already know some part, you can always skip on it. So in the first part, I will have a short breakdown between these two devices. So if you want to know more detail on it, I also did a separate video, so you can check out on my YouTube channel that only for the Evoke and the KO2. So in this video, I will have more short breakdown on it and how I will use it, and the Evoke for which part and the KO2 for which part. So the second part, I will talk about why these two work very well together and what you need to use to connect these two gear. So in the third part, I will showcase you how you can record this performance that you create just on these two devices. So in the fourth part, I will demonstrate how you exactly can play live performance or create music between these two devices. So in the last part, I will talk about is this right for you. Hopefully this whole video can help you to decide which gear is right for you, because at the beginning I always bought the gear that I actually don't know how to use it and it is not fit my workflow. So I really want this video as detailed as much, and that can help you to know more about which gear actually you need. So let's dive into the first part. So now I will talk about these two gear. What is the differences? For the Evoke, which is a synthesizer and a sequencer inside, that means you can create sounds just inside this box. You will have the acoustic sounds and the wave and noise sounds on it. So that means you can use this board to create the sounds on it. If you are someone love to create sounds, sound design, you can just using this board to create sounds on it. And also sometimes you want to record a little melody or some idea very quickly, they also got the sequencer. So after you create the sounds, you can record it in 4 different tracks. That means 4 layers. So you can have a short ideas or even build up a different pattern on this box. So if you are more like the sound design or love to create the melody by yourself and use all the keyboard to play the melody, this is fit for you. And also you will have the granular on it and the reverb on it. That means you can just using this board to create massive ambient soundscape. But on the other hand, KO2, it is a sampler. What is the sampler meaning? That means this type of the gear, you can't create sounds on it. You can't sound design on it. But if someone loves to using sample, that means you have to import the sample on it and then using these boxes to create music. Or you can sample the sounds like the clap, or you have some video sounds you really like it, you can also record it, or the mic, you can record anything by using the record sounds or sample sounds to create music. This is the big differences between these two boxes, because when I get started, I buy the sampler, but actually my workflow is not like using sample to create music. I'm more like sound design and play the melody by myself, because a lot of sampler, they usually don't have something like the keyboard stuff, and when you come up with the one shot, it is super hard to play the sounds beautiful as the synthesizer, you know. So this is also, I really want to help you to understand what is the difference between sampler and a music synthesizer box, something like that. So keep it in mind, just think about what your workflow like. So if you love to create the sounds by yourself, or you want to use the sample for sampling, for chopping up or something like that, this is the big difference between these two boxes. Okay, now you already know about what is this two gear, the difference. So I will explain a little bit why these two work together is perfect than you using separately. So for me, I really love more clean, minimal setup. I don't love to use a lot of cable and stuff. And this gear, it is super easy to connect together, and they can cover the disadvantage with these two difference. So you know the sounds is only got the acoustic and the wave sounds. That means in this box it is hard to create some beat, some groove, some drums, something like that. But for the sampler, you know, every time we can put some drum sounds on it. So if you want to do some beat full track, you can use the Evoke to make the melody, bass, pad sounds, and some effect sounds. And after that, the KO2 can help you to make the drums part, and also you can have some ambient stuff and another instrument. So that means the possibility is so much. You can do all the drum sounds right here, or some sampling, or some sample stuff right here, and all the melody, soundscape stuff you can using Evoke to do it. And also, why these two boxes is super perfect? Because you can use battery in these two boxes, but now I'm just using the USB for charging, but you can use battery, and this can also battery. That means both together you can save up a lot of like cable. You know, at the beginning cable is also very expensive. And how easy is it to connect? Basically you can just only use one 3.5 mm cable to connect these two. So the first thing, you have to go to the output in KO2 and just line in to the Evoke. And basically it is all done. They will connect two sounds together, and after you can just plug into your headphone and then you can play these sounds together. So basically in this setup you have to manually to match the tempo, the BPM, something like that. But if you can afford some more cable, you can always sync on it. But for me, sometimes I just want to take one cable, don't want the massive cable over on it. So every time you can just press at the same time, so you can always line up 2 BPM. This is what I love to do, so you can do it by your own way. So now you can see how easy is it to connect this two gear as a beginner, and also these two boxes is also very affordable in the market and just using one cable on it. And I think this is the best setup for me for DAWless so far. When we're going to DAWless, something like this, you just create music in some hardware gear, you have to record it, right? So there is two ways to record this live performance or the music that you want. So for the first one, you have to have a recorder. So I hope you can see it carefully. This is the Zoom H5, and I also use it for the mic record. You can also use it for record some soundscape, ambient, something like that. And using this to record all your live performance or the music that you create on the hardware. So another way is, you can see right now my cable is go through my interface, and if you're using the interface, you will be record through the computer. So if you want to use it as a super portable setup, you can use the recorder rather than interface. You can always find some like smaller one and cheaper one recorder because you just want to record a section. So now I will demonstrate how you can use this device to create music on it. So first thing, I will separate these two gears for different parts. In the melody stuff, bass, pad stuff, or some like jamming stuff, I will put it in these boxes because I'm more easy to create my chord, my melody in this sequencer, right? So another way I will do the drums on it. So in this track, maybe not too much ambient, but later on I will show another sample, drum sample, glitchy sample to create some more ambient stuff. But basically, the first idea is just come up with this melody and combined with different like texture, drums can give you different vibe. So in this box, other than the drums, I will use some more like sample and some more other melodic stuff. You can also use it. And also I will demonstrate how you can use the scale right here, because right now we can know about the scale, but in this case when you want to play melody stuff, how you can line up these two gears together. So first thing, if you just want to use one cable just like me, so you have to make sure 2 BPM is the same. So first thing, go to tempo. You can see right now is 66, right? So in the next part, we have to make sure also 66 BPM, right? This box. That means every time you press together, if you don't delay too much, basically you will line up these two sounds. So let's have a listen when this box, this 4-track, what I will edit for this live DAWless setup. So in the first track, I always love to make some like chord melody stuff. So right now the sounds will be like this. So in the second track, I make it something like the violin. So in the third track, I usually add some bass. So in the last part, normally I will leave it blank. So you can see no any sequencer right here. So I will use it to play like the jamming stuff later on in this performance. So the sounds between this part is something like this. Okay, so now in these boxes, for the A part, I will usually make the drums. So for the B part, I will add some more other elements. You can just play a little melody on it. So now in this track, I made it like A minor. So how can we do the scale? We can make the scale right here because we only got 12 boxes. You can use it A major scale, same with this song. So we can play the notes right here. So after you pick up the notes, then go to system and we find the pad, enter, and go to the key. We set it to A. Then go it back again to the pad and then the scale where I major. So right now, when you press the key, so we can check it, is it right now? So right now it's in the same key. So that means when you play any notes right here, basically it's in this key. You won't be out of key. So in the C part, I added some more like the bird sounds. So now you know how flexibility you can use both these two devices So now I will showcase you how you can play this type of the live performance and jam on it. So first thing, in the drum pads, we can do a fade. That means right now don't have any sounds on it. We close the volume. But now when we going to play all together, and then I will slowly to turn up the drums and play some melody on it. So let's try it. So you can hear this demo more like the Lo-fi or ambient Lo-fi, I don't know, but when you come up with the drums, you can totally change the vibe. So I think this sound design got a lot of possibility. You can create a lot of different sounds tone right here. After you compare with the drums, you got a lot of different vibe. So now let's say we want to keep it more ambient. I make some like glitchy ambient drums right here. So if you want to know about how I make this type of sounds, you can also watch the KO2 video. I also demonstrate how you can make this glitchy drums for the ambient. So right here I got another project that I create in this box. So this one more like ambient, not too much melody on it. So right now we can try to add both together. Even though they still got limitation compared with the DAW, sometimes the limitation from the hardware gear always will push you to create the music that is way different inside your DAW. So now you can see how many possibilities can make in these two boxes, and I'm very excited recently when I compare these two gear. So who is this for? If you are someone don't want to make music through the DAW, through the computer, because you know a lot of people after work, they don't want to look at the computer anymore, right? So another one is if you want to do some live performance, you can see that short demonstrate, you can see there are lots of different possibility, and based on how you combine the sample with the sounds on the Evoke is so much possibility. And also if someone want to learn the basic sound design or using sequencer, this board is super easy for you to learn about it. And the best part is I think this two gear very portable, affordable, and you can take it everywhere. Just these two setup, I think you can already create a lot of different type of music, not just ambient or just lo-fi. And I think Evoke can also make some cinematic ambient music. It is so good. I really like this setup. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I really hope this video can help you to understand which gear actually you need. And let me know in the comment below which gear you would like to see. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And I'll see you in the next video.